Okay, so here we are. We have our tile, and I've been using just these little dessert cup actually type thing that I just picked up from Kmart. I like it because it's square, things seem to fit on it, and it's quite sturdy for sitting the tile on. I'm just going to place it on there. So I'm going to use the Ballet Slipper Pink base again, which I've been using for the last few videos, which I absolutely love. And I'm just going to cover the tile. Let it run over the edges. So that's not terribly deep. Okay. Just hit it with the heat gun to get rid of that little bubble. Lovely. Okay, so the colours we're going to use today, that was Ballet Slipper, that one by Eraldo. Then I'm going to be using Ultraviolet by Global. I'm going to be using the Fluoro Pink by Global. The Warm Blue by Global. And my favourite, Mont Pouring Paint Gold. And I'm going to put a couple of just leaves on the outside edges. Some of that will stay on, some of it will come off. But it just gives that nice little bit of greenery. And I'm just going to be using the Global Green Light and the Global Green Deep. Cell activator I'm going to be using is the Global Black mixed with Australian Floetrol. Okay, so the first thing I'll do is I'll lay down my leaves into the corners. So I want them to actually go over the edges. Put another bit of green on there. I like the two-tone leaves actually. I think it just brings out more veining and makes them look more like a leaf, in my opinion. And the person that I've really learnt a lot from with regard to this technique is Shaman Khan. I've watched her doing some beautiful blooms, and she does this sort of process for her leaves. As Julie Cube always says, it's all been done before. None of it's my technique or anyone else's really. It's all been done before. Rightio. I'm just going to gently blow that out. Hopefully I won't get my hair in it. Hit it with the heat wand just to bring some cells out. Now if you want to bring up a few more cells, if you just use a normal paper straw and I just flatten it out, just to give it a bit more direction, and just gently blow into where the cell activator is just sitting there. Okay, so it's not going to make a lot of difference anyway because I'm going to do the bloom smack bang in the middle and it's going to run into all of that. And a shout out to my friend Gillian in New Zealand who said to me, "Why don't you use a party, Susan?" I said, well, I have got one, but it really makes it easier when you're trying to blow something out that's, you've got to turn. If you can just turn your turntable, so much easier. And a colour that I forgot to mention was the Magenta by Eraldo di Paolo. and it's also mixed with a little of the metallic pearl to make this beautiful, shimmery, bright pink. So, the order of my colours, I'll go with the opaques first, and put the translucents or semi-translucents on top, and the gold I'll probably do second to last. And you know, you can use a lot of science and into what order you should put your paints in, but basically just have a go. Don't worry about it. Don't get too bogged down in, oh, this one's opaque and it's heavier, or that's lighter, or whatever. At the end of the day, you can do 2 tiles exactly the same at the same time, lay the paints the same way, and they're going to come out different. So don't worry about that too much. Okay, so I'll do a little puddle. And another little puddle of the magenta. Some ultraviolet. And some Mont pouring paint gold. And on top will be my fluoro pink. Usually the colour that you put on last will be the colour you'll see the most. But I've had stranger things happen. Okay, now I'm going to put the black cell activator in the middle of that. Just drizzling it around so it's not too thick. Rightio. Now I'm going to blow out by mouth. I actually really like to use my mini blower. No, I'll do it by mouth. Okay, hair back. Here we go. It's such a good idea having this turntable. Look at those lovely cells. I usually blow out 5 or 6 times. Okay, there's all my green just about disappeared. And I don't always blow out where these little ribbons are, because I quite like those. I'll just give this a gentle tilt. Now we've got a lot of black in the middle still. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to hit it with the heat embossing tool, and that should cause a chemical reaction which will bring some more of those cells up. Not much else happening, so I'll get my straw and gently blow into the middle. That sometimes helps to bring up some cells. Don't want to disturb it too much. And a few more coming up. Right. Now I'm not loving where the green is on the corners, so I'm just going to give this a tiny spin just to make any of that just come off the corners, hopefully. Otherwise I'll just tilt it. Nope, Also spinning enlarges the cells. So as you see, these cells are now becoming a little bit bigger. Stretches them really. Okay. Just gently tilt, just to get those corners to come off. You can actually find a bit of paint on the tray and dab onto the corners too if you want to get rid of anything that you don't particularly like on the corners. And always make sure your corners are covered and that all your edges are covered as well. Just pick up a bit of purple paint from there. Get rid of that green altogether. And I'm not loving this ribbon area here, so I'm just going to gently blow that off. Okay, that's a bit better. Right, so it's a very pretty piece. I could do some wrecking through there. Or I could leave it. What do you think, guys? Not very bloomy. I might just do a small wreck. This is when everybody goes, no, leave it. Okay, have a little spin. Right. So that's a really pretty little coaster. You see? Great. Now, as I said before, I always make sure I rub paint all the way underneath, and that's in preparation for the next stage. And when I end up putting my cork on, which has a shadow line under it. Now this has just had this little white dot come up, and I don't like white dots coming up like that. So I'm just going to take the back of the skewer and gently tap that into that, and it's gone. Or take the pointy end, just gently touch it. That's usually all it takes, is just touching the paint. And then they go away because the other paint comes up. Okay, so that's that one for today. Hope you enjoyed that. And I'll see you next time. Thanks very much for joining me. And as usual, I'd love it if you would subscribe to my channel. If you've enjoyed what I've done today, if you could give me a thumbs up, that would be great. And if you've got any questions, don't hesitate to ask them down in the comment section. Okay, I'll see you all again soon. Bye.